Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm the Doc Bob Lee. Our next guest is an investigative journalist who joins us to highlight her efforts to identify the names of 5 Black women who founded one of the most prominent churches in New York. Please welcome to the show, Rachel J. Pilgrim. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Rachel, we heard about all the wonderful work that you're doing as an investigative journalist. You're putting it together, huh?
Yeah, lots of searching, tons of research. Yes.
Yeah. Tell us about the article that you just put out about the 5 Black women who founded the Grace Baptist Church.
Right. So I just got published in the New York Times, a long worthwhile search for the 5 Black women of Grace Baptist Church. And really it was an essay just about the raw emotion and developments behind doing that kind of archival research, which required 122 days of investigating really just historical archives, census reports, maps, data, and just people's handwritten journal entries. It was really awesome.
Yeah, but what made you want to investigate that? What prompted you to do that?
So I've been attending Grace Baptist Church since my christening, really. But I got baptized when I was 6, and around that time, I was going to church with my mom frequently. And so I guess I was pretty much reading anything at that point to just pass the time in church. And, you know, grown people church is different from Sunday.
Yeah, I got you.
So I'm reading the church bulletins and the programs, and they would always continue to have this one line of history about these courageous women of tremendous faith who founded the church in 1888, but they never put names to the church history. So I guess
So you said, wait a minute.
Yeah.
How can church be founded by 5 Black women, and who are they? What are they?
Right.
What are their names?
Exactly. And so once I got to Columbia, we had to pitch a journalism master's project. And so basically it required me picking something that would require tremendous research, but would remain interesting to me and serve my community.
Yeah. And it's right at home in the very church that you go to.
Exactly.
So where have you gotten so far?
So far, I was able to use just regular census data that you can find, maps and little archival notes like journal entries and meeting minutes. And I was able to name 5 women: Helen Claiborne, Elizabeth Benson, Emily Waller, Sahar Bennett, and Matilda Brooks. And their names were found in various places, news articles, just really great connections that I can pinpoint and say, I think these are them. So that's where we are now.
That church just had their 100th anniversary, is that right?
132nd, I believe.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So how did they react to your findings?
Everyone was super excited. So I turned this project in back in March, and my pastor has had it in his hands ever since then. So he talks about it pretty often. But once it got into the New York Times, word kind of spread and the story went global. So people have been sending notes and cards and letters to the church and email and calling. And we basically did a whole panel discussion about that kind of research and how to do that. And yeah, so that's how we celebrated our church anniversary.
Yeah, that's deep. And I tell you, I know you probably want to probe a little bit further and find out their background. Who are their families? Is there anybody alive that you can talk to?
Right. So that's definitely the next steps in this kind of research, where we weren't able to find photos of them. We weren't really able to find much beyond just regular census data and those meeting notes for the ones that were involved in organizations in the community in the area. So next steps is really just to see what their families know about them and if we can find their families, really.
Rachel, I tell you, it seems like it's going to be a bigger project than you probably know. It can go further than this. It's going to turn into a book and even a possible screenplay. Which
would be really awesome, right? So definitely looking at book opportunities at this moment too. So keep your eye out for 2021.
There you go, Rachel. That's how you do it. Yeah. All right. What would you name the book?
You know, that hasn't crossed my mind yet. So now I'm like, maybe it would be something along the lines of just write your story down, something much more creative along the lines of just give people their flowers while they can smell them.
Yeah, 5 Black women of Grace Baptist Church. That's a heavy name right there.
Right. Right.
Well, 5 black women of the church. So let them figure out what church and have to read the rest to find out.
Find out. Right.
We'll talk. No.
I can give you a little stipend for coming up with names.
No, that's good, though. That's great. All right. So do you have your information published anywhere? Or you have a website where we can see more? Is it open to the public?
Sure. So I actually have like a portfolio site. It's a WordPress site, just like the site for my thesis project, which people can actually order my thesis from for free. All the information for how I found them is free and accessible to our community, because as we should have these things logged somewhere so that somebody else can find them and do the same research I can. So my portfolio site is Rachel J. Pilgrim at .wordpress.com. And then my portfolio site is the 5 Women of Grace.wordpress.com. And you can find all the information there.
And I know when you do something like this and it's hot and it just goes viral and it's all over the place, you think about, you have things lined up. This is that. This is going to be it's going to be like evergreen for a little while. And then you think about the next thing. Like people calling me now because they can hear us right now. They're calling to find out more about you, Rachel.
Cool. Yeah. So definitely I'm looking forward to all the opportunities to come from this point, from just publishing. Yeah.
Do you think about what's happening next? Or what do you want to do next? Or next project that you want to, because this can be a thing that's going to go on for a while.
Yeah, so definitely, like you had mentioned, like looking into book topics and just trying to figure out if I want to write a book proposal and see if I can shop that around. And then as for just full-time job opportunities, like I'm just looking forward to just talking about underserved communities.
That's beautiful. What are you still in school or?
No, I graduated in May.
Hey, congratulations. There you go.
Thank
or
you.
congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Give us that information one more time for where we can get your book. I mean, whoa, your book. I already went there. Give us your information as to where we can, get more information on your project.
Cool. So the name of the website for this project is the 5 Women of Grace.wordpress.com.
There you go. Rachel J. Pilgrim, multimedia investigative journalist. We thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a break. We've got more. In fact, Bobby C has the latest in the world of sports coming up next.